OurFood.NYC is a mutual aid food group that started in the pandemic to provide free food and support to everyday New Yorkers. Our vision is to provide free food in an empowering way, doing so in a creative manner. OurFood.NYC is kind of a patchwork of different initiatives and volunteers, community organizers, artists. It really started with some very simple practices that people were doing independently throughout the city, wanting to take action primarily during the quarantine era of the pandemic around April, May, and June of 2020.
It was birthed basically out of a lot of the protests going on, at this time. The George Floyd protests and Briana Taylor. A lot of folks that were helping out distribute food at the protests and stuff like that were some of the first people to even help and get involved.
We're finding food donations, rescuing food that was either surplus or destined to be thrown away. And we recognize that these valuable resources would be better suited to serve hungry New Yorkers.
Folks on my campaign trying to decide how we're going to distribute food in a pandemic, something we never had done before to this capacity, and work with business owners of different communities.
It started with just weekly food deliveries, driving around the city and delivering food directly to people's houses.
One thing that's super important with food is having places to store it. One as the Love Gallery, the idea was to kind of set a standard that we plan on supporting the community with this work. The community fridges are a kind of cool, creative project and a creative solution to food insecurity. We're actually the first business that has opened with a community fridge. It's kind of that new of a concept, they've been put up to existing business, and we've kind of followed the model of existing businesses that have been able to sponsor them.
It really is just a testament to not only how many people want to help, but also how much food waste there is and how much insecurity there is in communities. And I really think Our Food is doing an amazing job at not only bridging those gaps, but also creating other free resources all throughout Brooklyn and New York. We have planned events around holidays or moments where the food sources are low, but we want to keep the community morale high. All sorts of things to get engaged with the community and also amplify those voices that are marginalized and find really what the needs are in each specific neighborhood.
So a fridge doesn't just pop up wherever we might put them and then they start existing, right? A lot of support and coordination has to coalesce around a fridge manifesting and existing.
We look for free fridges that can be donated. We try to be as low cost, low impact as possible. And it's actually funny how when it seems like there's a time we need a fridge, somebody has a fridge to donate. It's really wonderful. And from there, we find a venue or a host that can provide electricity to the fridge since it's an outdoor public space. And then we find artists, people in the community that want to share their beautiful talents.
One project that I've been really tied to and integral to is being able to sustain the fridges moving forward and really preserving their longevity. What we've found is that fridges tend to die over time, especially in the winter. Ultimately, what we started was a winter task force for the refrigerators where the fridges got shelters. And so we would construct them little kind of houses that would protect them from snow or from rain. And that was kind of the first iteration where it was just a wooden box around a fridge that would prevent it from getting snowed on.
It's built from the network of folks, they know the ones that the people are keeping up with and that are staying clean and that are getting food consistently. So that's super important, and just as important as cleaning and putting food in the fridges is promoting the fridges.
Our food comes from a bunch of different places. There's a sliding scale of how we are able to get resources and to distribute them. And so at the very small end, and really what runs our day-to-day end of the fridges is that leave what you can, take what you need. Our second tier above that is either a local business or a smaller organization that's able to kind of build a larger surplus of food, be it a restaurant or just any bakery or something. The larger scale above that is big organizations that have big access to warehouses of food, overstock of food, that they mainly do distributions to other places, and then we're able to kind of hop onto that distribution. So companies like Driscoll's or 9 Million Reasons.
A tractor trailer worth of food being dropped off and distributed in a matter of 5 or 6 hours. That's a lot, all around the city.
What makes OurFood.NYC unique is the approachability of our volunteers.
In truth, anybody can get involved. Everybody's got some skill that can be useful to the work that we're doing. It's not just about getting food or making food or putting it in a refrigerator or having a bike or a car. Anybody can really get involved.
It's awesome because sometimes, and I felt this way too when I first started volunteering, I didn't know where to start. It was a kind of intimidating process, but once I just jumped in, I realized that I have skills and everybody that I've met has different unique attributes that they can contribute to the network.
Our food is really going to continue doing the work it's already doing. From a foundational aspect, we've really got it down packed to chase down food that is really good, that is really nutritious, that the folks who are coming to our refrigerators, who are getting some of that food, rely on and really enjoy.
Along with this brand new resource hub, which is offering amazing free services to anybody that wants to stop by, I think in the perfect world, we'd have a free fridge on every block. One that is safe for each community, one that's not policed, fridges where they're full all the time, full and clean. I think at the end of the day, having a decentralized network where there are no bosses, where people aren't feeling intimidated or policed, is really gonna instill trust within the community. And ultimately, we're sharing, we're spreading love. And I think that's really the message at the end of the day. And if people can feel more love, we're all winning.